a family is demanding answers weeks after a public safety worker was hit and killed on I-95. The driver who hit him hasn't been charged.
His name was Frederick Freeland, but close friends and family called him by his middle name, Chad. He was a dad to 2 children and 1 stepchild he left behind with his partner. Freeland's family reached out to News 4 and told us they are not getting answers. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder has the family's plea for justice and a response from prosecutors.
Rain pounded on Interstate 95 as a state-contracted safety patrol worker rushed over to help a driver who had crashed into a guardrail near Dumfries on September 6th, just before 8 p.m. That worker was 48-year-old Chad Freeland, loving partner, father, and dedicated safety service patrolman. As Freeland was helping that driver, traffic camera video shows another car, a Chrysler, losing control, sliding across all lanes of traffic right at him. News 4 is pausing the video here. You can see Freeland standing by the driver he was helping. He was hit and killed, and the driver he was helping was also injured, according to Virginia State Police.
He was actually not supposed to work that night. He was covering for a coworker.
Bryant Freeland reached out to News 4 to bring attention to the fact that nearly a month has gone by and the driver who hit his brother still hasn't been charged.
We really are just looking for answers and accountability and justice for my brother and his children.
Chad Freeland and his partner Stephanie were raising 3 children together, 16-year-olds Isabella and Ariana and 3-year-old Liam. The pain of losing Chad is now mixed with frustration and anger that the driver who hit him hasn't been charged.
It compounds it more on the fact of having to answer to his children, to my wife, his nieces and nephews, and when we try to tell them that we live in a world that this isn't supposed to happen, and when it does, that people will be held accountable and justice will be served, that arms are shrugged. And just saying,
After speaking with the family, News 4 reached out to the Prince William County Commonwealth's attorney to ask about the status of this case, trying to figure out what's going on. Commonwealth's attorney Amy Ashworth responded, saying just this morning she met with the prosecutor handling this case. They again reviewed the evidence and looked at video. She says they are carefully looking at all of the evidence here, and they will be in touch with the family when charging decisions are made. Ashworth says, I appreciate that it is frustrating. However, we sometimes have to take that additional time to review the evidence and see what other evidence, if any, can be obtained prior to bringing charges. These are not always easy decisions to make, especially when there has been a loss of life.
Stephanie's alone. Liam doesn't have a father. Isa doesn't have a father. Ari doesn't have a stepfather. And we're all without a brother and uncle. And there are people on the road now without someone that's there looking out for them.
And a family demanding justice, questioning if anyone is looking out for them. Reporting in Prince William County, Drew Wilder, News 4.
Freeland's family says Virginia State Police told them they did not conduct a drug or alcohol screening on the driver who they say killed Chad. News 4 reached out to Virginia State Police asking about that and asking the agency to clarify its protocol on when a driver involved in a fatal crash would have their blood drawn for analysis. A state police spokesperson responded saying the agency is still consulting with prosecutors, but the crash is not a suspected DUI crash. The spokesperson did not answer our questions about protocol for conducting a blood analysis.